Some wounds don't bleed, but they never stop hurting. You know the feeling, don't you? When every family gathering feels like an interrogation. When your worth is measured by your marital status, job title, or how modern you look. When even your silence invites whispers. She's too simple. No one will ever marry her. Oh look, Miss Religious is here. Just wait. She'll lecture us all again. They laugh. You smile. They taunt. You stay silent. But silence doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Ayesha carried the tray of tea, careful not to spill. The cups clinked softly as she set them down. She had barely settled in when the first taunt came.
Ayesha, at least try to dress up a little. You look so plain. Who will even look at you?
Her aunt's voice dripped with fake concern. Ayesha's fingers instinctively brushed the simple embroidery on her sleeves. Was her outfit really that bad? She forced a polite smile, the kind that barely reached her eyes. Her mother stirred her tea, avoiding eye contact. Silence. Her uncle leaned back in his chair, exhaling sharply.
Still no job. At this rate, she'll just be a burden. At least do something productive instead of sitting at home.
Ayesha's grip on the tray tightened. She wanted to answer, to defend herself, but the lump in her throat was too thick. Hiba, her cousin, let out a dramatic sigh.
Maybe she's waiting for an angel to propose.
The laughter rippled through the room, casual for them, but suffocating for her. Her stomach twisted. She excused herself, heading straight to her room, the walls finally giving her the space to breathe. She had once questioned her reflection, wondering if she was enough. Now, she no longer chases beauty, but why did their words still hurt? That night, she sat on the floor, knees hugged to her chest. A small diary opened beside her. Her pen hovered, then scratched against the page. Ya Allah, do they know their words feel like knives? Give me patience when my tongue wants to defend itself. Let me respond the way you would want me to. A thought struck her. People who taunt others often hide their own wounds. Maybe they too had once been criticized, made to feel small. But did that make their words hurt any less?
No.
Yet, she realized something. If she let their words define her, she was giving them power over her peace. She closed her diary. Tonight, she would pray, not for their silence, but for her strength. Her fingers trembled slightly as she closed her diary, but her heart wasn't heavy with pain anymore. It was searching for strength. And then a memory surfaced. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He wasn't just taunted with words, he was wounded with actions. She remembered reading about Taif, how he had walked there alone, with hope in his heart. But the people didn't just reject him, they mocked him and stoned him until blood streamed down his legs. Angels offered to crush them between mountains, but he didn't say destroy them. Instead, he said, no, but I hope that Allah will let them beget children who will worship Allah alone. Her eyes filled with tears. In Mecca, his own people called him names. Madman, liar, magician.
Na'udh billah.
They say, oh, you upon whom the message has been sent down, indeed you are mad. One day, as he prayed, they threw camel intestines on his back, and he didn't shout or curse. His young daughter, Hazrat Sayyida Fatima, may Allah be pleased with her, cleaned him with her hands, crying. Still, he forgave. He endured the weight of the world's cruelty, and still chose mercy. Ayesha stared at the soft glow of her night lamp. If he could respond with dignity after all that, can't I carry my pain with patience? The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, a Muslim is one from whose tongue and hands others are safe. Another gathering, another round of taunts. Her aunt forced a laugh.
Ayesha, you always look so serious. Even when you smile, it feels half-hearted. How will proposals come if you seem so uninterested?
Ayesha quietly placed the tea on the table, her fingers pressing against the tray for a moment. Uninterested? Was a smile really the key to being valued? She gave a polite nod, her lips curving just enough to satisfy them. Hiba smirked.
Or maybe, she thinks she's too good for them.
The giggles, the whispers, the heat rising in her chest. Her fingers curled into her lap, nails pressing into her palm. This time, she exhaled slowly and met their eyes, calm, steady. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "A believer is not one who taunts, curses, or speaks vulgar words." Silence. For a split second, Hiba's smirk faltered. Was that shame? But she quickly masked it. Relax. We're just joking. But something had shifted. Ayesha wasn't just enduring anymore. She was choosing how to respond, how to hold her peace without being weak. Her voice had been calm, steady, but her heart pounded. Not from fear, but realization. This was exactly how the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us to respond. With restraint, with dignity. She remembered how Abu Lahab, his own uncle, used to follow him from behind in public, shouting, "Don't believe him, he's a liar." And how the Quran responded, "Perish the hands of Abu Lahab." Still, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, never returned insults with insults. Even when the people called him Muzammim, the disgraced one, he smiled and said, "They are insulting someone else. I am Muhammad." That moment struck her. They tried to taunt him, but he didn't let their words define him. They don't know me, she thought, but Allah does. That's enough. And those who restrain their anger and pardon others, indeed, Allah loves the doers of good. She finally understood. Strength wasn't in the loudest voice. It was in restraint. Months later, everything changed. Her uncle's business collapsed. Debts piled up. The same house that once echoed with laughter now sat in uneasy silence. Conversations were hushed, tension thick in the air. Amira whispered, "We used to mock others, now look at us." No one knew that Ayesha had quietly been leaving groceries by their doorstep. No one saw the silent duas she made for them after every prayer. She did not say, "This is what you deserve. Now you know how it feels." She helped, prayed, forgave. Not because they deserved it, but because she didn't want to carry the weight of resentment in her heart. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Shall I not tell you something more excellent than fasting, prayer, and charity? It is bringing peace between people, and breaking ties is destructive." One evening, Amira found an old notebook. Ayesha's handwriting filled the pages. "Ya Allah, today they laughed at me again. They see my silence as weakness. But if they only knew silence is the loudest scream." Tears blurred the ink. The next morning, Amira walked up to Ayesha, her voice trembling. "Ayesha, I'm sorry." She simply smiled, as if she had forgiven them long ago. Whoever pardons and makes reconciliation, his reward is due from Allah. The world is full of silent wounds. Words cut deeper than knives. And those who bear them in silence, they are not weak. They are warriors. What about you? Next time someone taunts you, ask yourself, does their insult define me, or does my response define me? When hurt, make dua for them, because your patience today might be your path to Jannah. Instead of seeking revenge, seek to heal hearts through your character. But sometimes the quietest ones leave the loudest echoes. And when your words echo back, what will they sound like? What if your patience today is the reason someone finds their way tomorrow? Think about it. Choose your words wisely.